Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Imani Goodridge and welcome back to my subscribers. As you can see, I'm finally doing the highly requested, long-awaited Sisterlocks tag. So stay tuned, we're just gonna get right into it. Okay, so the first question in the tag is, when were your Sisterlocks installed and how long have you had them? I believe I got mine done in 2010 or 2011. I was pretty young, so I think I've had my locks now coming up on 9 or 10 years. Why Sisterlocks and not another form of locks? I like the look of smaller locks personally on myself. I think like traditional locks or dreadlocks are definitely really nice on other people, but I think Sisterlocks frame my face better. So that's kind of one reason why I like Sisterlocks, but another is the versatility is crazy. You can do so much with your hair. One time my mom did my sister's Sisterlocks and put them in box braids. I did crochet braids one time. If your hair is short enough, or if you can work magic, if your hair is as long as mine, you could definitely do a wig over your hair. The adaptability of Sisterlocks make it more appealing to me than smaller locks for myself personally, but I think all locks are really beautiful. The third question, how long did it take you to schedule your installation? Okay, so funny story, kind of like what I was saying. I was really young when I got my Sisterlocks. I think I was about 9, 10, or 11, ballparking there. And really the only reason why I have them is because of my mom. My mom literally came home one day and her hair was different. And I liked it, and I said, Mom, can I get those too? And long story short, she let me, my twin sister, get them as well. So in terms of actually looking into a consultation and things like that, I never had to do that. My mom pretty much just piggybacked us on the process, which I am grateful for. What fears did you have before getting your Sisterlocks? I think anyone's fear is that they're permanent. So the fact that I thought that if I had locks, and this is before I knew much about natural hair, back in 2010, 2011, people weren't really rocking their natural like kinky hair or in other forms of natural hair. So I wasn't educated on the topic of locks, so I thought that if you got locks, you'd have to cut them off if you didn't like them. So I was afraid that since they were permanent, I wouldn't like them. But honestly, for example, you can always, like, now I know, comb it out or pick it out, but just I know with Sisterlocks that would be a tedious process because I have quite a few on my head. But that's what I was really scared of. I was just scared that I wasn't gonna like them and then I was gonna have to be bald. It was pretty irrational, but that's what I knew at the time. Name one thing you wish you knew before starting your Sisterlocks. I think I wish I knew how many people were gonna want to touch them, if that makes any sense. I feel like anybody with hair that looks good, it doesn't matter your ethnicity or your race or anything like that. But for example, if somebody has a really nice afro, people for some reason want to touch it. Same thing with my hair, and the longer it gets, the more people want to touch it. It can be kind of irritating only when I'm trying to do something, I'm really busy, or I mean, it's my body, sometimes I just don't want people touching it. But 9 times out of 10, if any of you all see me in public and you want to touch it, because I know this is a style that people are now just really getting into and it's getting more popular, and you just want to know what the texture is like, obviously if you politely ask me, I'm not super busy, I'll let you touch it because it is a different texture and people are curious. So usually I'm very receptive to allowing people to, I guess, appease their curiosity about Sisterlocks, even if it's about the touch. Have you noticed any major changes in your life or the people around you as a result of your Sisterlocks? I would have to say no, mostly because I'm from Atlanta, so there's a large enough community of Black people and other races and ethnicities throughout the city that I think that natural hair is accepted there. But not only have I been in Atlanta, I've also went to school up north, so even then though, and no one's ever, I don't think anyone's acted differently because of my hair. I haven't encountered those things. People usually just stare because they're curious. But in terms of like anything like negative happening, not really. How many Sisterlocks do you have? This is one of the most frequently asked questions I get. So on my head, my very little head. I have from 700 to 800 locks on my head. At one point I counted them all, but after you get to a certain number, you're not gonna keep counting. I have a lot. It is not fun retightening this on my own. I don't go to a consultant anymore to do my hair. I do my hair on my own. So that process is annoying, but I do like how small they are. And I think, again, it suits my face. What pattern do you or your loctician use on your hair? I use the 4 pattern because my hair loose, and that's a term people use when they're talking about their hair texture without like locks or any manipulation to it, is about a 4B ranging to 3C. What products do you use in your hair? I am the worst person to ask this question to, because honestly I am the most inconsistent when it comes to using a product. I usually just go to the beauty supply store when I'm back home in Atlanta, see what has the most natural products, and I use that. But something that I've been using religiously is, and I'm going to be doing a review on this, so you guys should stay tuned for that, is this new up-and-coming business called Melanin Essentials. And Melanin Essentials, they have this oil hair serum, and honestly it's the best hair oil that I've ever used. It doesn't feel too thick. I can't remember the 3 ingredients off the top of my head, but it's like that natural. 10 out of 10 would recommend. That's what I use, and then everything else that I'm currently using I'll put down in the description box below, so be on the lookout for that. How do you wear your hair most of the time? Usually, honestly, I'm lazy and I will wear my locks naturally. And when I say naturally, that's like not curled or anything, just straight or loose locks. So the main reason why I do that is, well, apart from being lazy, is that Sisterlocks look so good just on their own. So I have less of an incentive to really style them as often as I could, because they are very, very versatile. Honestly, the most styling I do is for you guys on this channel, just to show you the versatility of Sisterlocks, but 9 times out of 10 I'm never really doing much. And the second reason why I don't is because overly styling, I don't know about you all, but I'm concerned about my edges. My edges are very thick, but I think I owe that to me not putting my hair up into really tight hairstyles or braiding my hair too much. Basically, the less amount of tension on your edges or your roots in general, the better. And that helps my hair follicles stay very strong, along with my actual hair care regimen routines and things like that I'll also be sharing. So subscribe for those. How often do you retighten your hair? When I'm really good about it and I'm consistent, again, I retighten my own hair, it's between 6 to 8 weeks, but my hair grows really fast, so I really don't enjoy waiting that long to do it, only because my arms, man, they cannot hang when you're doing this all day long. But yeah, I'll try to do it every 6 to 8 weeks. How often do you wash your hair? So for me personally, I work out a lot, so depending on the season and how often I work out, I will wash my hair anywhere from once a week or 2, maybe, and I'm saying maybe twice a week. And also, I can do these things because my locks are mature. I cannot stress that enough. I've had my locks for almost 10 years now, and you shouldn't wash your hair too much, or you shouldn't wash your hair as often without the banding technique if you have new locks, because your locks will unravel. I don't have to worry about that. My locks won't unravel because they're mature. So keep that in mind when you're coming up with your regimen. What is one thing you miss about loose natural hair and one thing you don't? I don't really remember my loose natural hair because I got my hair like this so early on, and my mom would style it with box braids or just individual braids, twists, the usual standard little black girl hairstyles. So I guess that being said, I would only miss the fact that I don't know what it feels like not locked. One thing that I don't miss about it is, even though I'm doing my hair when I'm really good at it, like every 6 to 8 weeks of retightening. That's the most amount of work that I have to do minimum for my hair. I remember when I was younger, just the constant having to sit down in a chair, get your hair braided. I'm very tender-headed. Or put it into different styles. Like, that was cute, but that was very time consuming and a little painful. So that's something that I don't miss about my loose hair. And that being said, I feel like that's one reason why a lot of people are now being drawn to Sisterlocks, because there are a lot of women in the game now that actually have their hair really, really long and really mature. So people are actually starting to see that, yes, patience is a virtue, especially for Sisterlocks, because you can now have an example of what your hair will look like if you choose to get Sisterlocks, and something to look forward to. But all stages of the Sisterlocking process are beautiful. What are your hair goals? My original goal was to get long hair. So my locks are pretty long. Yeah, so you can see in the back it's almost to the small of my back. So now my next goals are to be more consistent with my product use. So actually finding the products that work for me instead of just winging it. And I've been super lucky that nothing bad has happened to my hair, and actually use like specific products that I live by and can recommend. The only one I can do right now for that is the Melanin Essentials one, which is not out yet. But when it is out, you'll be the first to know. Do you use supplements? If yes, which ones? If not, why? I think this question's about hair supplements. I don't use hair supplements or anything like that. I owe my hair growth and the strength of my hair to a clean eating lifestyle, great workout regimen, and just getting enough sleep. Just being a healthy human being in general should make your hair rather healthy. Obviously that's omitting people that like have skin or hair conditions that don't allow them to have like very thick hair. How long is your longest lock? My longest lock is 25 inches. I measured right before this video for you all. I've never measured my hair before, but yes, 25 inches, so a little over 2 feet. What's one major thing you like about Sisterlocks and one major thing you don't? I love the wake up and go. That is omitting putting a couple drops of oil on my scalp to make sure that it's moisturized. It's effortless. One thing I don't like, lint getting in my locks, but also, to be fair, that's kind of my own fault. I don't wear a bonnet or any type of cap because honestly I think those are so bad for your edges. They're awful for your edges. When you just think about it, it's an elastic band being pressed right here, even though it's covering the rest of your hair. It's snatching your edges, and not in the good way, no baby. So I don't do that, but I do have a satin pillowcase. Like, let me show you. I have it right here. I will use a satin pillowcase like this. That soft material that is not lint prone. Yeah, so 10 out of 10 recommend if you choose to go that route. If you guys have any remedies, I don't care what kind of locks you have, please share those below so that I can share with the greater lock community, because that would be splendid. You'd be helping a sister out. If you can start your journey again, what would you do differently? Is it bad to say that I wouldn't? Because I think that getting it in the time that I did, at the age that I did, kind of made me stronger, in the sense that not everyone found it cute, and I got made fun of a lot, and my hair was really short when I was younger, and I was one of the first people wearing just really natural hair the way that it was. And y'all know what I'm talking about, the beginning stages of Sisterlocks. My hair was about like this short, like just above my ear, and my locks weren't mature. I would get called like, oh, your hair looks like a mop, your hair looks like Cheetos, looks like yarn, whatever. But that's just kids being kids. But it made me realize that like my beauty doesn't lie within my hair. Like, that's a societal thing. You know what I'm talking about. People just think that there's so much value in having hair, period, for women, and especially long hair, and that's deemed as beautiful, or somebody with more hair is deemed as more beautiful than another person. So really just helped me understand that my self-confidence comes from within, not necessarily my external appearance. And I'm so happy I kept it, because I remember I told my mom one day I was crying, I wanted to just take it out, and this was before my locks got mature. This is when I was getting made fun of in middle school, but I think it made me a stronger person, in the sense that beauty is within, and you don't need to rely on external things like people or their opinions of you to feel beautiful and comfortable in your own skin. That's so corny, but I wouldn't change that for the world, because that's probably one reason why I'm very just chill about like me as a person. So that was really helpful, and it taught me patience too. That's a virtue that I'm learning to practice, and not only practice it when it's convenient for me. And the last question, do you have any sister lock or lock crushes? Ooh, yes. Okay, so let me just go down the list, and I'm going to put all their Instagrams in the description box below. They didn't ask me to do this, but right now, like, you know, the OGs like PW, Britannia, and then like newer lock starters, so like Dark and Lovely, her Insta, and her hair is just beautiful, the volume, and as well as Green Thoughts, their hair, beautiful, voluminous, they embody beauty, and their hair is so healthy, and they all share like different tips and things. So yeah, that was the last question. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm happy that I finally got to do it for you guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so that it can be shared with more people. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere. Text it to your mom, text it to your grandma, text it to your brother. Help a sister out. And also comment below if there are any questions that this tag didn't have that I didn't answer, and I can do a frequently asked video in the future. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and keep on shining. Come back to my channel. Bye.